I was going to turn around and do the thing where I turn you. You've ruined everything, Mary. That's it. We're starting over. No, I'm just kidding. Hello, everybody. We're live. We need. Let's see. We're running out of light. I thought it was brighter than that at this hour yesterday. I might have made a mistake, but we're going to see. We need.
We don't have a choice at this point.
We don't. Yeah, we're committed to it now. We need a sound check, and we need people to say hi, and we need people to tell us where they're watching from, and all that. And then I'm going to tell you what we're doing here and turn the camera around. Who do we got? Marion, how are you? Sound is good. Tell Zach, I've got my little microphone on. So if you can't hear me, turn up the volume. It's not me. It's you. All right. So as you can see from behind me, the leaves are falling off. I hate it. I hate them. Hate it. They're everywhere. So Knoxville, Tennessee. Chris, what's up, man? Chris, I saw your install going well. Brian, what's up? We're coming to see you soon. Sue Olson.
Oh yeah.
Hello. Yeah, this is like our families on here.
Yeah.
This is awesome. All right, my mom. Hello, mama.
I will say it's
Hang on.
Hi everyone.
Now say it.
It's still weird when we go to an event and someone's like, "Oh my
Hey, you're
God,
that girl."
You're the guy that's on YouTube or on Facebook Live," and it's just. And I tell people all the time, we have fun with this. I mean, it's great. And I think that, at least I hope for all of you, we're giving you some good information and a little bit of fun about swim spas. But for us, it's just fun. I mean,
Mary, you don't look cold.
Well, my face is cold, but
Your
the
face
rest of me is warm.
What's that temperature at currently?
99.
99 degrees.
I will take that.
That's how we're doing it. So let's do a little water check. Is that clear?
Nice and clear.
That seems pretty clear to me. The water looks good. All right. All right. So today is all about swimming. If I hold it up here, the light's a little better. So it's going to get dark. We're trying our best. Tom, how are you? So today's all about swimming, improving. I have the list here.
Yeah, and I was just going to say, in case Hazel from Texas comes on, or you're on, you had a question about floating, and we weren't sure exactly what you meant. Do you mean floating when you're sitting in the seats, or floating when you're just standing in the swim spa, or are you talking about a hot tub? So we wanted to be able to answer your question, and I am very short, and I mean right now the jets aren't on, so all I do, with the jets is I'll kind of lower a jet if I feel like it's making me float. But I don't have that problem like if I'm standing on the bottom of the swim spa. But I will say that some of the exercises being short are challenging because I'm nice and deep in the water, which is great for me. But some of the exercises are a little bit more challenging because I'm, being short. And sometimes I just grab onto the handle or the front bar.
Yep.
But if you see this, if you can just clarify that question if we didn't just answer it. Okay.
All right. So fun fact, we actually have scheduled a trip to Fort Wayne to do the new book, the H2 exercise book. And part of the conversation is we actually have to get a shallow model to film in because of Mary's overwhelming height. Now, mind you, I'm not a tall man at all, so I'm not teasing her.
I don't even care.
It's just the reality of what we have to do. It's kind of funny, though. And
My height
Susan
has actually never bothered me.
No, I know.
Ever.
Because you're a doctor.
Well,
You
even growing up, it wasn't something that, I didn't ever really mind being short.
As you shouldn't. Okay, so let's start talking. So today we're going to talk all about swimming. I'm going to turn it back to me. I'm probably making people sick here. We're going to talk all about swimming. So what we're going to start with, Mary's going to demonstrate her butterfly, and it's going to be amazing. No butterfly here. We don't butterfly. This is all regular crawl stroke. Breaststroke is fairly easy, even if you're not good at it. So we're going to focus on the one that people struggle with the most. I'm guessing that most of our clientele are not butterfly people anyway, and we are definitely not butterfly people.
And I feel like if they are, they would be better than me. So.
Mary, don't sell yourself short. I didn't mean it like that. Okay, so first thing we're going to talk about are tools of our trade. So first thing, swim cap. I don't know what kind it is, but it's a good thick one. I've had it for years.
The silicone one works that is a silicone swim cap.
And
that
it's
just
thick. It's
stays
not a little
on-
thin.
yeah,
It's not a little
stays
thin
on
one. It's thick.
better. And as a girl with longer hair, I know swim caps work really well in the swim spot for me, and I know you prefer it too, Ben. But
I do. It's just more comfortable
with
swimming.
hair, with the jets coming at you, at your head, your hair kind of starts to go wild if you don't have a swim cap on. So, and
Got
it just
it.
makes it a little bit more smoother, I think.
Got
A
it.
little bit more smooth.
Okay. Swim snorkel. So this is a Finnis. This is the one that we like. Now, if you notice, they have some of them. I need to. Can you come hold that?
Yes.
Hold it up for me, please. Okay. So as you can see, the shape of that is long. So if, Mary, just pretend you're putting it on. You don't have to put the strap on. So like it goes. So as you can see, it doesn't curve along the back of her head. It goes up. See how it goes up? In a swim spot, they make one that curls right over the top of your head.
Kinda looks like
It
that.
looks like that. It's not desired for the swim spas. Now, I'm gonna leave a note here. I know that some people are using the full face, and sometimes it works well. The problem that I've seen with them is that they're short on the top. The snorkel itself is short, and my problem, and I'm a pain in the butt, as you know. My problem with them is that it puts your head typically at the wrong angle, and your chin is not down. So when your chin is up when you're swimming, your feet are going to drop, and it's actually not doing you any favors. So I like a legitimate swim snorkel as opposed to that snorkeling mask. That's not the same thing, okay? I'm sure there could be some exception to the rule, but from what I've seen, they tend to put your chin up high to keep that short snorkel out of the water, and that is the improper position for swimming. If you're doing it and it works for you, awesome. Don't change anything. This is for someone starting from scratch, and if you find that your feet are sinking, which often happens with swimmers who are not great swimmers, that could be why, okay? All right. Next, we've got, would you like to explain what you got there?
Sure.
Your booties?
These are swim fins. I got the shorter. I just chose the shorter ones because I just felt like maybe if they were too long, I might start kicking the steps or the side of the swim spa.
Really? I mean, you're like...
No, I know, but it just...
You're nowhere near the steps. Okay.
Well, anyway, but
And we're
I
gonna...
just thought these were they're also just easier to like store and things like
Yep.
that.
And we're going to demo all these.
Yes.
Next, what do we got here?
These are paddles.
You want to show us how they're going?
Yes. And there's all different kinds of these. I just ordered. I like how they fit on my hand, and I like that they're nice and tight.
What's the purpose?
These are going to, I think, but strengthen your stroke, and they help you to push more water, and then when you take them off, it makes swimming a little bit easier. But I will tell you, I really love swimming with these.
Oh, yeah.
It just makes me feel like I go a lot faster.
Well, because you're catching more water.
Right.
So the only warning that we're going to give you is that if you have a shoulder injury and
Right.
you're just starting off swimming, you should not use those because it's going to put more pressure on your shoulders.
Yeah, definitely
So
does.
that's the scenario where we don't like those. We're just showing you what we use, and we want to show you all the tools so that you have all the tools in your toolbox. Make sense? Okay.
I would say these are my second favorite tool that I use in the swim spa.
What's the first?
After the
Oh.
pull buoy.
Okay.
The pull buoy is my favorite. Keeps the legs up.
So you skipped. You can't.
Oh, but I'm just
You
saying,
can't go on.
sorry. Okay, go ahead, Ben.
Shh, zip it. You're in trouble. Trouble. Okay. Of course, goggles. Now, the goggle thing is personal. Okay. So
Yeah.
this is what I'm. What I don't even. Can you read? Those are Aquasphere.
These are Aquasphere.
The Aquasphere. They work great on my face. Okay.
I actually like the Aquasphere too.
Yeah, they happen to fit us both. It doesn't always work that way. So when you find goggles, you may find a brand new pair of goggles. You put them on and start swimming, and they immediately have water come in, and you're like, "What the heck? They're brand new goggles." It's not the goggles. They just don't match your face. Okay, we're all shaped differently. It's okay. So you were gonna say something?
No, I was just gonna say. So they are personal. I know that there's a new brand that has come out recently. They're called Magic Fives. In fact, I think they were just on Shark Tank recently.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
But I do know, like Mike Wright, our good friend Mike, loves
Mike
them.
Wright.
You actually do like I don't know if they take a picture. I'm not exactly sure. Someone might be able to correct me here, but they actually fit the goggles to your own face, and they aren't. From what I think, they're not very expensive, and apparently they work really well. However, goggles are very subjective.
Right. And I mean, we know people who swim in the most expensive goggles you can get. We know people who swim in CVS $2.99 goggles.
Right, and they're fine.
And they're for children, and they swim in those, and they're fine. So, whatever fits your face, it is what it is. Okay, and then you have these full goggles that have your nose in there. So my son, we talk about, and I don't have any because we don't use them. The little nose plugs.
Melody from Pennsylvania asked us. So one, the goggles are a little bit of a preference, and the nose plugs, which you're going to talk about, are also kind of a little bit.
They definitely are, and they have one that pinches. It was the one that we always sort of recommend. What happens is when you put the swim snorkel on, if you're not using the full face, people tend to get right in the water and they immediately take a snort of water in their nose, and it is very uncomfortable. Some people can just close that off.
Yeah, I don't use the nose.
I don't either. So we don't have that. We have been swimming for a long time. So probably in the more beginning stages, you're just going to need to get the nose plugs on there when you use the swim snorkel. They also have goggles. We have plenty of people who swim in almost like a scuba mask that has your nose in there, and that would prevent you from needing that. It's just a matter of whether you want to swim in something like that. If you're swimming on the slower side, something like that may actually solve that problem, and you don't have that. I always sort of found the nose plugs to be uncomfortable. Again, there's no wrong answer. It's just about whatever works for you. Okay, so let me just scroll through here and see if we have any questions. Hello, everybody. Hello. Beautiful fall foliage. You can have it. So,
it's a little past the beauty, I think.
Yeah, I hate it. It's such a mess to clean up. It's everywhere. I would much rather have the foliage of Florida. But I hear you though. It's just different. So you like the way this looks, and I like the way it looks at your house. So let's see. Hello. Center Snorkel has been the best thing to help me swimming.
Oh,
No
definitely.
question. It's a game changer. Let's see. Your water looks spectacular. Thank you.
I also think one thing about that center snorkel, and we're going to talk about this coming up as we start swimming, but it helps you to just focus on staying in place when you are first learning how to swim in the swim spot. Because as soon as you start breathing, and I can attest to this, and you move your head and your body's shifting a little bit, you have to make sure you're coming right back to that center sweet spot. So when you've got lots of other things that you're trying to focus on when you're first learning how to swim in a swim spot, that center snorkel along with the pull buoy are really game changers.
Okay, so what do you think we should
Yeah, I'm going to put the swim cap on.
gear up? Start with the cap.
Cap and goggles.
Oh my God! Oh my God, you broke my... You sucker!
You don't have another one.
Of course I have another one. That's my good one. That's my lucky...
Well, I'll get you another one.
You know what? I don't want a new one. That's my... Oh. I can't believe she broke that. This is terrible. Absolutely terrible. Let me go to the deck box. I know that we've got another... You want to see what we're digging in here? Oh, Mary! You are going to pay for that to see all my gear. I can't believe she broke my lucky... I've had it for years. Oh yeah, get a thick one. It's really good, and then it breaks on live.
Well, this one's good. This is the Michael Phelps one.
Okay, that one should be all right then, right?
I hope so.
Julia, are you calling me a jerk or Mary?
She's probably calling me a jerk for breaking your...
I can't believe she broke it. Tom Hazen, the downfall of live videos. Her brain is too big. Typical Dr. Cuticelli. Oh, you're getting slaughtered here, and you deserve it. Bad doctor.
All right. So what are we starting with?
Okay.
Pull buoy and...
You tell me. So what I want you to do, first thing So one year we went to Ironman World Championship in Kona, and we were so lucky to be able to work with Bob Bowman for a day or 2 days. 2 days? 1 day? 2 days? I can't remember. It's been years now. Bob Bowman, Michael Phelps' swim coach, sort of knows what he's doing, right? So
That was really cool.
Julie said that I'm the jerk. I don't know how I'm the jerk when she broke my lucky swim cap. So anyway, so we're with Bob Bowman, and these are Ironman world champion athletes swimming in the swim spa, but we saw the same issue over and over and over again, and we're going to actually demonstrate it and show you today. You remember what it is? I don't even need to say it. Mary knows. Yeah. She was there. It's raising your chin when you swim. So you're supposed to pretend there's a tennis ball right here. Okay, that might be bigger, like that. And that's the position that your head is supposed to be in when you're swimming the crawl stroke. Okay? So I'm going to turn this. Pen, I don't know if it's mine or yours. We have good Wi-Fi out here. It's an extension that we ran out here. It's a hard wire, so it should be good. But you know what? Comcast is Comcast. All right, so Mary's going to turn up the old Challenger here.
I'm going to keep it nice and light.
Yeah, no. It's 99 degrees. Her big brain will swell in that tight cap and explode. We don't want that in because I'll have to clean the swim spa. Okay, so it's a little hard to see her swim, her chin position, but how you can tell are the feet. The feet never lie, okay? I'm going to get back here. So when somebody's swimming, see how her heels are breaking the water? If her heels aren't breaking the water, your swim position is not exactly right. So, the number one reason is that chin, okay? So before we even get into stroke and all that, that chin position is the number one problem that Bob Bowman found with all these crazy swimmers. Okay, so I was explaining, Mare, how your heels need to break the water, which yours did perfect. Mm-hmm. Now I actually want you to try to swim with your chin up and see if you can do it. Now Mary floats like a leaf, so she may, but actually you can see her feet going deeper. She's raising her chin. You see her body position is angled down. She's angling down. That's the number one problem. That's not a problem with the swim, right? It demonstrated it perfectly. It was perfect. So thank you. I know that must have been very weird. Yeah, that must have been very weird. So I can't explain it. I can't focus on it enough. I can't say it enough. That chin position is the number one problem with swim stroke, because
not only in a swim spa.
Yeah, anywhere. So what ends up happening is that when your chin is up, your feet start dragging and you're snow plowing through the water rather than floating on top. When you're floating on top, it's easier in every way. It's easier to breathe. It's easier to go fast. It's easier to work. Your heart rate will be lower. So but it just takes time to learn. Okay, so and when the next thing we're going to get into, we're not going to get too crazy today. When you breathe, you don't want to lift, because what happens is if you feel like you can't get enough air, people tend to really want to reach for it and get that air because you feel like you're drowning. And my coach was always, "You're not drowning." Well, if I breathe in water, I'm sort of drowning. You know what I mean? And so I want to understand that when you breathe, you're rotating your whole body. Okay, you're not just turning your neck. So if you just turn your neck, you're going to mess your neck up. So you really want to rotate through your hips, okay? But at the same time, keeping your chin tucked down. That's critical. All right. So what would you like to show us next, Mary?
I think maybe the...
So actually, you know what? I want to go in order here. So let's start pull buoy next. So the whole point of the pull buoy, triathletes use the pull buoy a lot so that they can focus on swimming with their upper body and save their legs for the rest of the day. But, so now, what ends up happening when you use a pull buoy, it lifts, see how much of her legs are out of water? You're actually seeing not only are her heels coming out of the water, her calves and legs are coming out of the water, so it makes her more upright with less effort. Okay, do you understand that? So all that does is it makes it easier to swim in a proper position. Even if your chin is a little raised, it will still be the proper position, so it will make it easier to learn. proper positioning. Okay? On one side, even with the center snorkel. Yeah, if you breathe on one side and you're only turning your neck, you will eventually, mess up your neck. And I'm not saying I'm perfect, so please don't take this as judgment. We're just trying to help, okay? So, okay. So, Mare, and I don't know that I've ever actually focused on it like this. When you swim with that pull buoy, your calves are breaking the water.
Oh, okay.
So there's a huge difference. So even if your chin was up a little bit in a less than ideal position, that pull buoy is going to keep you flat in the water like you want rather than snow plowing this way. Mm-hmm. Okay, does that make sense? So now we're going to put that swim snorkel on. So now she's got the pull buoy, she's got the swim snorkel. We don't use nose plugs, and it is super attractive. You have so much stuff on your face. Okay, so now what's going on? Now her whole body's out of the water. She's barely in the water, which is fastest. Okay. So the center snorkel allows you to focus on your stroke without messing up. Because what happens is I'm going to leave this on Mary for a second, and then I'll get back to that thought. Heels, calves break in the water. Her position is perfect. Her chin is down. The swim snorkel is going straight up, which is why we like that long swim snorkel. She's absolutely perfect. Okay? Okay. You're good, Mare. Okay. So, what happens is, let me see if I can get her to stop. I'm gonna fall in. I'm not gonna do that. She'll just stop when she's ready. Oh, she stopped. Good. I was trying to reach you to stop, and I'm gonna fall in. I'll just let her stop. So what happens when you're not great at breathing, which no one starts off good at this. Okay, this is something that takes practice and requires learning. It requires coaching. It requires applying all these things, all these swim toys. We always call them swim toys. All right. So what happens is when you put that swim snorkel on, you don't have to focus on the breathing, and the breathing is what messes people's chin position up. And when they turn and they rotate back, they're often in a different place. They're not in the right place in the swim spot, especially in the beginning when they're new. So when you put that snorkel on, all you need to focus on, you find. I'm going to turn this around. You've got the lines on the soft tread down there. You've got the sticker. If you don't have the soft tread, there's something on the bottom.
And actually, that's something that also is a little bit preferential.
Sure.
So
position.
I kind of find that I like to be, if you have those lines in that middle line, I like to come kind of below it.
Yep. I mean, everybody's
right,
angle is a little different.
Be a little bit different.
Right. Right.
But those lines really do help.
Oh my God.
To get you
they're
into
mandatory, completely necessary in every way. So you have a pull buoy on. You have a swim snorkel, so now all you need to focus on is strengthening your stroke, and you can pull, and you can turn the swim spot up a little bit, and you can crank out, start cranking out.
Maybe mention about stroke, how swimming in a swim spot affects how your stroke affects that.
Sure. Okay. So we'll get there. Next thing I want to talk about is that positioning. So in all swim spas, I don't care what kind of swim spa you have, there's a sweet spot. Okay, I'm going to turn this around. So this here is a Challenger 15, as most of you know. So you can see, if Mary comes up here, so you see that there's no water moving right there. It's coming down and it's coming up, and that's where it's coming up. So Mary, I want you to come up and swim too close, 6 inches from, there's no water there. So she just swims right up to the top every time. That's the wrong spot. So now we're going to let her push back into the water, into that sweet spot. Now she's moving back. Okay, can you see that? So right here, you can see all that water moving right there. It's nice and smooth. That water is like glass. Let's see. That water is also super clear, if I may say so my damn self. Okay, so you don't want to be too close. You want to get back. You're using the line, so every time you breathe and come back down, you're either repositioning, or if you have a swim snorkel on, you're focused on a spot so you don't veer out of that sweet spot. That's what those lines are for. Okay? So swim snorkel allows you to focus on stroke and allows you to stay in the sweet spot in the middle while you're swimming, especially when you're new. Although, you know what, we're not new, and I love to use these swim toys. Okay? So it's getting cold out. My hands are actually cold. So it was beautiful. We're in Connecticut, and today it was like 60, 65, which is, I mean, we're so lucky this year. But as soon as that sun goes down, it starts getting cold immediately. So let's put some other stuff on, and I wanna talk about, you know what, Mare? Can you stand back and face me, please?
Yes.
Let's talk about swim stroke. What you're not supposed to do with crossing over, where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
So you can take those off or leave them on. Maybe take them off.
Okay.
So I want you to face me, squarely face the camera, and then like you were swimming, where it should be. Okay? Right there. Now, where should it not be? So that's called crossing over.
I do this sometimes.
Lots of people do. So if you have any shoulder issues, then what's happening is you are crossing over the center line. So if someone is crossing over the center line, you're gonna have a shoulder like that. I mean, you're exaggerating that, but the center line is it's right there in the center. Even there, you're crossing over. So I had a coach once that said, so let's say that's crossing over, okay? Even if it's right in line with the center, that's crossing over. It should be straight at the least. And then I had a coach that used to tell us, if you're crossing over, you actually need to go out reaching, because if you have that tendency, even if you're reaching out, it's still going to straighten where it's supposed to be on your pull. So it's just something to be aware of. So if you're having shoulder issues, make sure you're not crossing over that center line of your body with your hands, okay? And that's important. You will mess your shoulders up. If you're only turning your neck, you will mess your neck up. So if you're having any of these issues, rotator cuff problems happen when you do that, absolutely. Michelle, absolutely. No question about it. So that's just something to be mindful of. And we realize that we're passing all this information. We're kind of like shoving it down your throats, trying to be as thorough as we can, just understand we're talking to, by the time this video is out in 3 weeks, there'll be a couple thousand views on it. Everybody's a little different, and it never hurts to go have a swim session with a great coach, because they're going to put their eyes on you and then focus on what you're doing. We're just talking about the things that we see the most often and a little bit tied in with swim spas, okay? So let's put those.
I mean, even if you were to take a video of yourself swimming and send it to a coach.
Oh, you know what? That brings up a great point.
Yeah.
Remind me about the video conversation. I actually had something in my thoughts this morning, and you reminded me. Okay, so now we've got no center snorkel. We got a pull buoy. Now, when Mary puts those paddles on, she can crank in this thing. Want to have some real fun. See? No problem. She's flying there. That water. I turned it up a little bit on you.
A little
bit. Great job, great job. What do you have this on?
I had it on low and...
No, was it manual workout? Or
no.
You did it manually?
I just did it manually, yeah.
Okay.
Because I knew we were going to be on and off.
Okay. So I just put it back to 15. And you had pump 1 on low?
Yes.
Okay. That's where it's at right now. So, as you could see, she's capable of great speed with those, and her catch is huge. She's grabbing a bunch of water and just works fantastic, okay? So next thing you want to, are we going to do just, what do you want to do? Do you want to do just the fins?
Start, and then we'll add the paddles.
It is getting dark and chilly. All right, let's check it out. You want me to turn it up? I'll just put it on high.
Yeah, but maybe lower just a little bit. Yeah.
Like that's going to make a difference. Get going. So now the fins will also bring your feet up towards the top of the water. All right. So when you're swimming, and you really won't feel it in the swim spa, when you're swimming with fins, I'll turn that back down. When you're swimming in any body of water with the fins, you are flying.
Yes,
and,
yeah.
And it's so much fun. It's so much more fun because you're really going fast. In a swim spa, you don't quite get that same feeling, but it's great practice, and it also does elevate your feet in the water, your position. It will.
I feel like it also just really strengthens your legs.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
because you have to use a bunch of muscle
Yeah.
to get those kicks going, and it will strengthen your legs, no question about that. Okay, so you want to put all of it together? Have you ever done all of that at the same time?
I feel like you can't. I mean, you can, but
You can do anything, Mary. You're a doctor. Every swim toy all at the same time. I don't think we've ever done this. This is stupid.
one thing that we didn't bring, and I have definitely used it, is a band around your ankles, and I've used that with the.
That's going to be super
pull away,
hard.
But that's more advanced. That's for people who are really training.
Don't do that. You won't like it. Unless you absolutely have to and someone makes you. All right, so having all this on sort of at the same time, probably unnecessary, maybe even stupid. Yep. Yeah, she's going to need more. That's a lot of junk. I've got an inflatable something somewhere. I think we may have already put them away for the year. What was that like?
A lot.
I'm not sure that was necessary, but it was fun. I don't think I've ever seen that much stuff strapped to a swimmer. That's for sure.
That was just for fun.
Someone commented that we needed an inflatable shark behind you. You don't need all that. So, but individually, these are going to be huge,
Yeah.
huge toys.
I think that the biggest things for beginner swimmers in a swim spa is the swim snorkel for sure,
and the pull buoy. Yeah, no question about it. And nose plugs.
Even before the swim snorkel.
Someone asked before, and I saw it pop up, asked about ear protection, earplugs.
Oh.
So someone who's prone to water in their ears, I've never had that. I just shake it out.
Yeah.
Do you have any recommendations on
So-
proper earplugs?
I don't necessarily have any. I mean, I would definitely just look up like on like Swim Outlet or something, even Amazon probably. But if you are prone to that, honestly, and maybe talk to your doctor about this before I say anything out of line, but putting a little bit of alcohol in your ear, or they actually have swimmer ear drops.
Yep.
Because I said that to someone too, where I just shake it out. But there have been times where I've had water in my ear.
Yeah, and it stays.
And it hurts, and I find that alcohol dries it out.
Yep.
But I don't really know about earplugs just because
Yeah,
I've
we've never
them
used those.
before, so I would hate to give a recommendation and not.
You know, I imagine from another walk in life, I was a Marine and do know a thing or two about earplugs. The foam ones, I would imagine, would not be the ones to use.
Yeah.
I would probably use the thicker ones that kind of mold to your ear, and it's going to do a better job of keeping that liquid out. That's what I would guess, and I think I've seen that before. I look like a goof with all my gear on, but you strap so much crap to your face. You know, if someone came in and you know you came up out of the water, they'd be like, "What the heck is that? What the heck are you wearing?" But it really does a great job. So yeah, by all means, Mary, I'm going to put the towel so you can dry your hands and maybe help with the questions.
Yeah, actually, we did answer a bunch of them, I know, but one of the questions that we got. So Hazel, I'm not sure if you ended up coming on there, but
I didn't see that.
yeah, I guess if it's the swim spa and you're finding that you're floating doing some.
What are you still doing with the stupid flippers on?
If you're finding that you're floating and it's in the swim spa, I would say just grab onto the handles to do some of the exercises, or the front bar, by the swim jets. That would be, and some of the exercises with the resistance bands, you can kind of adjust where they are and how strong they are to kind of help settle you down. But And then we did Melody. We know you, but the goggles are kind of preference. We do like the Aquasphere and the rubberized nose plug. If you're using the snorkel and the goggles, I would say don't get the nose plug with the band, because that's just a lot of stuff around your head and it starts to get tight and uncomfortable. So I would say just the one without the rubberized band around.
You know what? Put those down for a second. You didn't remind me that I wanted to talk about a video.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so now I'm going to make fun of customers a little bit, because that's what we like to do, and it's fun. Not real bad. So we'll get a text from time to time, or a email. I'm having trouble swimming in my swim spa. What's going on? I don't know what's up. This is not right. This is not fun. I don't like it. And then we'll say, hey, you know what? If you're having trouble swimming, send in a video. Let's take a peek. And this is what we see when they say they're having trouble swimming in the swim spa. So now, Mary, what I want you to do, and I know you've seen this 1,000 times,
okay.
I want your head up completely out of the water and swim crawl stroke. And that's the facial expression that the people make. Her feet are dropping to the bottom. Her face is out of the water. It's impossible to swim that way. Okay? So if that's you, and you think that there's something wrong with the swim spa, it is not. It is you completely, okay? You have to put your face in the water. You hear her mocking me or miming me back there? No. You have to put your face in the water.
You know, it's like when I know my nephew's, when he's learning how to swim, and one of the first things that they teach kids when they're learning how to swim is putting their face in the water, and they don't want to do
blow bubbles.
But that is like one of the first things that you have to be able to do, because in order to swim like correctly, your body needs to be streamlined, which is flat.
Right.
So that just like Ben was saying earlier with your chin, that was a little exaggerated.
Right. The only thing that you can do worse, the only thing you can do worse than having a high chin position is put your whole head out of the water. Okay? It doesn't work. It's never going to work. You need to get your face in the water. So then when they send us this video, we send back, and, I'm sort of direct, and, some people love it. Some people think I'm a jerk. I don't know. I'm not changing. So, we'll kind of email back and say, hey, you really need to put your face in the water. Oh, no, I'm not doing that. I don't swim that way. Well, then you don't swim. All right. So that's all there is to it.
I mean, if you're concerned about breathing because you don't know how to breathe, then definitely get the snorkel.
The snorkel and the goggles, and protect yourself. Get that face in the water. And you know what? Shame on us, because we just assumed that everyone was putting their face in the water. But there's someone who's going to watch this who struggles with that. And we're kind of making fun of everyone. No one started off day one as a good swimmer. Not one person. Maybe Michael Phelps did great on his first day, but he probably didn't. Okay? Get your face in the water, get the toys, it'll help.
And one thing that we hear a lot from people when they first try their swim spot, even if they aren't necessarily having their whole head out of the water, and this is just going back to that tucking your chin, but they're, the water's in my face, the bubble, it's a lot of pressure in my face. Well, that still means that your face is in the wrong place.
Yep.
Okay, because you want to really be looking down. So
your face is in the wrong place.
Well, literally.
It just sounds funny.
You should feel some pressure on your head when you're swimming in the swim spa from that current, but not in your face. If your face is in the right place, then you're going to be looking down completely at the lines, and you won't get any of that pressure. Or if you have an H2X swim spa, none of those bubbles. The H2X trainer, none of those bubbles in your face. So you really get the goggles, get the swim snorkel, and put your face down, looking at the lines that you need to be, and that will really help.
Got it.
And then one of the other questions is from Mike in Virginia. And
you remember all the questions?
Yeah.
Wait, stop, pause. So she wrote down those questions. We have, how many texts did you send today? 100? At least 100 texts?
Maybe.
20 emails, 100 texts. She remembers all those. That's why her big brain broke my freaking swim cap What is wrong with you? Why would you even commit any of that to memory? She can't forget this stuff. Unbelievable.
But Mike in Virginia was asking about tracking. He has a Challenger 15, but this would work in any of the swim spas. Ben has it on, and I use it also, but we use a Garmin. It's a 945. I'm sure there are other series of the Garmin or other triathlon watches. Again, it's not perfect. It's not going to give you laps. You need to turn the GPS off and choose open water swim. And it's going to give you an average. And, I would say whenever I swam 30 minutes continuous, I knew what the range was where I should be, just based on what it would say each time I swam with the watch on. And then another way to do it is to double check that is to count your strokes in the pool, how many strokes it is that you swim when you swim 100 meters or whatever, and then just compare it when you're swimming in the swim spa. And you can do stroke count. And I don't know exactly which watches do, but some watches do. I actually think the Garmin does track your stroke count.
Yep.
But that's just, again, they're averages. It's not perfect, but they do work pretty well. And again, if you're using the Garmin or any kind of watch that's doing open water via GPS, then you just want to make sure you're turning the GPS off, because you're just swimming in one place.
Are you done?
I was answering.
Oh my God. That was long-winded. All right. All questions covered?
Yes.
Is there anything else that we're forgetting? So, let's see, what else is there? The upcoming schedule could be weird. It's going to be awesome, I know that. So that's for sure. We're going to...
As of right now, we are scheduled for our normal live 2 weeks from now, which is Wednesday the 24th, the day before Thanksgiving. And we are planning on that for now. But mark your calendars.
Yep.
Because the following Wednesday, which is December 1st...
Yep, we're going to Brian's.
We are definitely having a Facebook Live on location. So
it is an epic install.
Great.
Brian, props to you. We've got a dual temp indoors, dehumidification, cooling, HVAC.
I can't wait to see it.
You know, the room built around it. It's all of the questions on that install. We're going to be underneath the thing, upside down. It's going to be amazing. Brian has absolutely graciously offered it to us to come, and it's going to be very, very cool. So we're excited about that. And we've got some other stuff coming up too. We're going to Fort Wayne.
Yep.
We're going to Fort Wayne. All right. So I think that's it. And as you know, if there's a question on there, we'll be on there later. And let's see. I guess that's it. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Thank you. Mary's popping the leaves that are blowing in there. I'm freezing.
I'm getting...
You're cold. It's 99 degrees in there.
My
My hands
face
are
is
freezing.
cold,
I'm getting
so.
in the swim spa. All right. Why isn't Ben in his Speedo swimming? Because, just shush. You know what, Michelle? I get this all from all of our friends, co-workers. We get harassed all the time. Now you're jumping on the bandwagon. There you go. So jump right on. Everyone else has. Why not? All right. We love you guys.
See you in 2 weeks.
We'll see you 2 weeks, day before Thanksgiving. All right? Swim well. If you have any questions, send them in. We're always here. Be good.